Assalamualaikum and Salam Malaysia Madani. My name is Camelia Afika binti Hisham.
And I am Muhammad Aiman Arif bin Mazlan, and we are the hosts for this documentary.
Let us rewind the time back to the early 2000s. Malaysia was rocked by one of its most notorious financial scandals, the Port Klang Free Zone scandal. This scandal involving corruption, mismanagement and financial problem raised questions about governance and transparency in the country.
Today, we delve into the intricate web of the Port Klang Free Zone scandal, uncovering the key players and events that unfolded during this dark chapter in Malaysia history.
The Port Klang Free Zone PKFZ project, launched in 2002 by the Malaysian government, it was initially envisioned as a crucial step in enhancing Malaysia's economic growth and international trade capabilities. The objective was to transform Port Klang, one of the country's busiest ports, into a major regional trading and logistics hub. The government anticipated that the PKFZ would attract foreign investments, stimulate economic activities, and contribute significantly to the nation's development. However, what started as a promising venture soon turned into a saga of corruption and misappropriation. As the development progressed, reports of financial irregularities and corruption within the PKFZ project began to surface. Allegations include inflated land prices, questionable contracts, and mismanagement of funds, raising concerns about transparency and accountability in the execution of the initiative. One of the major controversies surrounding the PKFZ project was the escalating cost of its development. The initially estimated budget ballooned, leading to public scrutiny and demands for a thorough investigation. The government faced criticism for the apparent lack of oversight and failure to curb the financial excess associated with the project.
As the Port Klang Free Zone project progressed, controversies started to surface. The cost of project skyrocketed and questions arose about the allocations of the funds.
Reports of land acquisition variation and allegation of inflated land prices added fuel to the fire. The public began demanding answers.
At the center of the storm, the PKFZ issues revolved around important people like politicians, businessmen, and government officials. Among them was Ling Leong Sik, the former transport minister, who was accused of being part of the scandal. The problem was that the project meant to boost trade and the economy ended up in a mess. There were claims that some involved parties misused funds and made shady deals. People were upset because instead of helping the country grow, the project turned into a situation where important individuals were suspected of doing things they shouldn't have with the project's money.
Investigations revealed a web of financial abnormalities, including questionable land purchases, overpriced developments, and suspicious transactions. The public was left wondering how such practices could go unnoticed.
Eventually, legal action was taken, and several individuals were brought to trial. Ling Leong Sik and others faced charges related to corruption and abuse of powers. We had sent our representative to interview these experts and public about this scandal.
Let's hear the opinions from them regarding this scandal.
What were the primary factors or decisions that led to the emergence of the PKFZ scandal?
Okay. Assalamualaikum and thank you very much your group to allow me or give me as an opportunity to talk about this PKFZ scandal. I think if we recall back to few years back, I think the Port Klang Free Zone, or better known as PKFZ scandal, is actually, if according to Ong Kian Meng, is actually one of the biggest scandal ever in Malaysian history. If you can recall, PKFZ involved or cost to the Malaysian taxpayer for about ringgit Malaysia 12.5 billion, according to the PricewaterhouseCoopers report. And in real terms, the financial losses associated with PKFZ is actually slightly less compared to the Bumiputra Malaysia Finance (BMF) scandal of 2.5 billion in 1983, or the Maminco Team scandal of 1.6 billion in 1980s, and Perwaja Steel of 10 billion in accumulated losses in 1990s. But then, all of this, in terms of the scandal, the PKFZ is actually beyond compared to those in terms of financial creativity and the numbers of high-profile politicians involved. I believe that there are few aspects why that actually contribute to this PKFZ scandal. The first one is actually mismanagement. Okay, I think that this is actually the whole reason that led to this scandal, and of course. This mismanagement contribute to the abuse of the public funds. Okay, and then of course I think another thing is actually the involvement of some kind of those that actually in high power that actually also contribute to the scandal of PKFZ. I think that is actually the major reason that actually. We can see that how the PKFZ scandal is happening. Okay, the mismanagement, the abuse of power, and also some kind of greedy people that like to take the opportunities from the situation, and they manipulate the whole things for their own personal interest.
Next question. From your expertise, what preventive measures or best practice could be implemented to avoid similar issues in the future?
Alright, if we are talking about the PKFZ issues, is about the mismanagement of the public funds and also the issues of favoritism or the issues of cronyism. Okay, we can say that is part of it because those who are involved in that activities or the purchasing on the fund, that 12 billion is someone that very close to the those who have a name in the government at that time, right? So in order to overcoming, or maybe it's very difficult to avoid on that issue because we are talking about human. Okay, when we talk about human, of course there's human error, whether realize it or we are not realize it. We are going to get involved with all those issues on the mismanagement. But again, in order to reduce the involvement in that particular issue, what we can do, we have to return back to the main component of the financial administration because we are dealing with public money. So we have to make sure when we did any transaction, any activities related to the procurement, because when we talk about the procurement, it's not just about purchasing on the assets, but also including the management, storing of the assets, as well as the disposing of the assets. Make sure those who are involved in these activities, they are seriously follow the rules and regulation. They comply with the rules and regulation procedures when they involve in such activities. For the procurement, when they have to properly record, so that when they have a proper record, it can avoid them to involve in this mismanagement or any maladministration. Okay, so indirectly they can avoid from having these unethical activities or unethical action done by the officers. At the same time, again, when we talk about the public financial, we are dealing with the public monies. We are now in the public trust. So make sure the officials they really understood about the idea of responsibility, accountability, the honesty, okay, and also the integrity, because whatever it is, it will give impact to the public interest. Okay, even though it's not directly involved, because the one being charged is not the people, but of course those who are involved in that illegal activities. But because of these cases, the trials happen, so it will slow down the activities of the seaport. So when it slow down the activities, indirectly you give impact to the people. It maybe will reduce the number of job opportunities, because they are in trial. They have to limit the activities in that port. In that port, so it will give effect to the people indirectly. So that is why they have to again return back to the ideas of accountability, the ideas of transparency, honesty when they deal with every activities when it relates to the public money.
Okay, that's all, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, Encik Amir, in your view, it is perception of governance transparency been affected by the PKFZ scandal, and what can be done to restore trust?
Well, to answer that question, simply put, based on my personal understanding of the transparency of our governance, I think the transparency of our government would be adversely affected by the PKFZ scandal, since if you read the many articles or news relating to the scandal, it has been exposed that our government has committed many damaging issues such as corruptions and the works. Hence, the public in result would lose trust and the confidence they have towards the government. But there are still many ways for a government to mend this broken trust because of this PKFZ scandal. And unfortunately, there are too many of them for me to mention it right here. But among these that I find very significant nowadays are the government should be more focused on sharing relevant information pertaining the projects, the budgets, and the works they have done for the country. Since with this sharing of information, the public would soon regain the confidence they have once lost because of this scandal. And besides that, obviously the government can enforce a much stricter anti-corruption law, since with much stricter anti-corruption laws and the penalties, the people, especially for those who work in the public administration setting, they would think twice before doing anything that could hurt their reputation of being public servants, and not involving themselves, such as scandals, this PKFZ scandal. And that's all for me.
The Port Klang Free Zone scandal remains a dark chapter in Malaysia's history, serving as a stark reminder of the importance of transparency, accountability, and good governance in ensuring the prosperity of a nation.
As Malaysia moves forward, the lesson learned from the Port Klang Free Zone scandal continue to shape the country's approach to tackling corruptions and ensuring a brighter future for all.
As we bid farewell, let's remain vigilant, holding on to the expectation that in the wake of challenges, there's always the potential for positive change. Thank you for watching, and may Malaysia's tomorrow be shaped by the lessons of today.